Okay, so here we are, scenario number 4. The threat has the same side lead and carries a knife in the lead hand. This is a tough one, man. This, just no doubts about it. This is the tough one. And again, this is us. We're facing us. This is the guy who's has the left foot lead, carrying the knife in the left hand. And here we have a left foot lead. So what winds up happening is we're really just locked on each other's fighting center here. And we can't step through. I mean, we can step through to the right, but we're stepping right into that knife. You know what I'm saying? Again, we can step and drag to our left, but again, we're going right across his fighting center, so we're still in range for that knife. So this is a tough one. So again, you know, you're going to focus on whether the knife is held high or low. If the knife is held high, you want to try to get underneath it as much as possible. If the knife is held low, you know, we got to get outside of it. Either way, we're going outside of it. I mean, the guy just ain't going to hold the knife up high enough for us really to focus on getting low, unless he's a really taller stature guy and we're a shorter stature guy. You know, now when he's holding the knife up here, like some guys do up by their face, you know, now it's going to be easier to get underneath. But those opportunities are going to be few and far between, and because of our size difference, we do have a difference in size, it's still not enough. So that's my point. You know, to go underneath here, it's really tough to go underneath. Again, so the problem is, you know, do we want to go left or do we want to go right? It's a very tough thing to do. You know, passing that fighting center to get to his empty hand side is a long way. So we're going to look at both of these, and we'll take them one at a time. First, we're going to look at to flank his near side, the knife side, with a step through. Okay, that's what we're going to start with. Again, we're going to use the X block. We're going to focus on that rear hand coming at the knife. Okay, but you still got to keep that front hand in the game. Don't think that's out of the game at all. I mean, if he's got the knife held high, you got to come up here like this and try to get on that knife. If he's got that knife held low, you're going to come down here. And again, a lot of radial exposure there as you go that way. Maybe you won't like that. Maybe you would rather come down here and try to push off that way. That's the tough part about this stance is, you know, there's just so many variables. There's so many different stuff you can use. It's just really a catch can of freaking problems to get away from this guy. And again, you know, just work your way through it. Do all the different ways, look at different ways, and figure out which one's going to get you where you want to be. So we'll step up here and I'll show you a couple variations. Okay, come on here. All right, so as you can see right away, the knife is pretty close to me. This side of my body is further away, so it's harder for me to get on that, versus when he had it on this side where the knife was close, but I was close too. It was very easy for me to flank. Now to flank, I mean, when I flank, well, this knife is still on me. That's a problem. If I go this way, well, the knife is still on me. I'm not doing a whole lot to get away from this knife because it's right there. Again, I have a long way to go either way. Switch off real quick. Put the knife in this hand. Oh, switch away. Okay, so now you can see I'm here. It's very easy for me to get over here. It's very easy for me to get to this side. It's close, very close. Put the knife low. Again, it's very easy for me to get out here because this is my lead side. Okay, switch now. Now, the knife is over there. It's far from me. It's far from me. So when I move over here, I try to reach out for the knife. I can't get the knife. Okay, that's the problem. Now, if I move over here, geez, I'm stepping right into the path of the knife. I'm actually moving into the knife. I'm helping to accelerate the closing of this gap because I'm moving into the gap. Okay. So, which way do you go? Well, try all the ways to see which way works best. So to start with, I'm here like this. The knife appears. I'm going to try to come here like this. So what I got to do is I got to get my thumb wide. I got to get my palm wide. I got to make it as wide a line as I can to push this off here. Now, if something goes wrong, it breaks through my thumb, I still got this hand behind me to push this off with, okay? So those are the good things. I got multiple ways to trap it. I can trap it here and come down on it. If it slides through, no, it'll come up at my top. If it comes up here, I still got this here for it. I'm going to try to slide through that other way. Slides through, I'm just going to try to feed it through. I mean, it's hard for you to slide through that way because you come right through. You're going to slide through, you're going to slide through the gate of the thumb, and my hand is back there. So again, it's hard for him to slide through. He just can't do it this way. He's got to come up, and my other hand is here. Okay, so that's one way. But again, when I come in here, radial artery is exposed, brachial artery is exposed. So, that's your choice. Is that what's good for you? Now the other choice, again, is to come here, like this. Now he was nice and he turned the knife away from me. Don't turn the knife away from me. So yeah, he might catch me with this one. This one he's probably going to catch me with. But again, is it safer? Well, if he cuts me, it's going to be in the back of the forearm, of my left forearm. So that's my non-dominant side. And I've got some advantages there that I can probably still continue to fight well here. Again, I can strike through real hard here, get this off, come up here to the head, and he already is knowing where I'm going. So again, those are our choices. Do I want to come this way, or do I want to go this way? Those are my choices. But the only thing I can do is I've got to step off to the flank, and I still want to be able to put my body on him, or have plenty of, or have a tight enough gap to where I can expand that gap, checking him off and spinning the center line. So again. Okay, so anyways, thanks, Joe. So anyways, here I am. The knife comes up, and boom, I'm out here, and I'm going to shove him off. It works well because I'm spinning his center line. I'm spinning his fighting center that way, and I'm going this way. And he's not going to know enough to spin around here to catch me. Only he would have to be trolling me to do that. He's going to think that I'm still over here. He's going to bring his OODA loop back around that way. Okay, so again, that's pretty much it. We'll show the other one. And again, that time when we went to the move, I really liked his elbow at that point. Kind of focusing my other hand on his upper shoulder and just getting off the line of that knife, tapping something off. I think what happened is you actually moved the knife off and I wound up. So I went for the knife, yeah, and then I got there. Yeah, once I get up that center line, it makes it hard for you, right? I mean, you're in that reaction. I wouldn't go like that. Right. Crotch over. Yeah, except give me a little tug when I go by, too. Now that time, I just got X-blocked his arm, pinned it against his body, and I just laid my chest into his shoulder and knocked him off. It's not as good because it kind of turns him back onto the fighting center line, whereas when I pull him, it just shoves him off. Works pretty well. Again, going at him, hit him on the chest like that, you've got really good, you've got a really good jiu-jitsu or a judo game. You've just put him in your world right there. His kazushi is knocked back a little bit. You're right there where you can sweep, do a reap, whatever you want. Or even, come over and throw him over the hip. So he's falling on the back of his head. A lot of stuff you can do at that point. The problem is, the longer you stay at that close range, the greater the chance that you're going to wind up catching that the sharp side of that blade somewhere on you. So, or the point. So I'm here, right? Now you can just come right here. Boom! My man's down because I'm in here tight. I've got control of this stuff. Now, is there a chance that, try to put that knife on me somehow? I would put it on my leg or something. Yeah, so he can get that knife on me. I mean, I got the elbow, I've got his elbow secured so it can't really move back, but he could, if he really jerked it back, like go to a guard, right, yeah, now you've got the knife back where you want it. So there's a problem. So I got to make sure I'm really tight there. If I'm tight like this and I'm getting ready to throw him, now pull that knife out, that's still going to be a problem for him. So lots of things you can do. Give me about it. We're over the way. Yeah. I need someone. Way over there. like this. Both fucking blocks on. So Scotty's getting pretty good with those blocks. He blocked both those knife strikes. Again, you know, that high ready, come to that high ready and operating from there is an outstanding way to do it. I mean, you know, just come here as you move. Just come here and let your hands do what they want to do. I mean, we're forcing through some different responses, and you know, just try to let your mind go sometimes. I really wasn't letting my mind go. I was forcing certain reaction when I was out here. If I just let my mind go, like I say, I don't know what's going to happen. But this is a nice place to go first when you're going to let your mind go. Okay, now going to the opposite side when this guy is in the left lead and we're in the left lead. Again, going to that opposite side, you got to cross his whole fighting center. So it's tough. But what we want to do is we want to, you know, cone in on the inside of his knife hand. So again, he's here like this, and we want to cone in on this kind of area. You may not even need to touch the knife, okay? Because you're going to be so far away over here. But you still have to watch out for this hand. This hand still might come up and try to grab you, that type of stuff. But again, you really have to focus here. So you really want to get that head moving, bring the head down a little bit, get the hands out, start from that high ready. And really, I'm really not going to say, you know, you should do it this way or that way. This is one of those things where you just really have to go with your own feel. So just kind of go to that high ready as you get low, so that again, you have a contingency for that freaking high hand, I mean his empty hand, and now you have a contingency for that knife hand. Or again, you might want to go like this. Just let flow. You know, this one, you know, I always say in the course that we're going to get to a point where you just have to do what you do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. This is one of those points. This is just so crazy that I don't really feel I can instruct you because you're not here. I mean, I'll be able to watch you and say, well, that works better than that type of stuff. But just do what comes natural for you here. That's all I really can say. We're really just gonna, I mean, you have enough training now. Just do what comes natural for you. And again, you know, you want to get behind that empty hand shoulder as soon as you can in some fashion, whether it be you're running away or you've got a grip on that shoulder and you can keep him from turning onto you. But that's really what we have to do here. And again, the only real tips I can tell you is get to a high ready, get your head turtled down underneath your shoulders so that you can contend with this free hand and this one for that knife hand. But again, you may want to come in with both of these hands and cone in on with both of your hands for his knife, and just really hope that that shoulder and ducking down can protect you while you do that step and drag. So let's look at it. All right, so here we are again. We've dealt with this side, moving to this side. Now we're going to deal with moving to this side. And again, the hard part is you know, this hand here is really what the hard part is. I mean, if I start moving and just reach out for my head with that hand, you can hit me with that hand. Now, is this guy going to be so inclined to bring this hand into the fight when he has a knife? I mean, that's a lot of, that takes training to do. I mean, when you are a novice knife fighter, you put a knife in your hand, you become a very one-dimensional, this is the knife kind of fighter. And almost painfully one-dimensional, almost debilitating once you start looking at a guy who can use both hands. So I do have to watch out for that. One of the best ways to watch out for that, again, is as I step and drag, just bringing the hands up. Here, now I've got this hand in front of me. I've got this hand here. And because of the X block, we've learned to use both of our hands. We're two-fisted fighters. That and the Hu Bud and all that type of stuff helps, and the Chai Sao helps develop that two-handed fighting, what I call a two-handed fighter skills, right? Where, you know, all this type of stuff here. You know, now I'm keeping that hand and that knife away from me. And again, now I can do something like this and run away on this guy. So, again, that's what we're really worried about. And again, ducking down is going to help you out a lot. The two hands are between you and the knife, so you have protection from that knife, even though you're ducking down in towards where the knife is. But again, you know, what else are we going to do? You know, I mean, am I going to try to kick you in the balls? Well, look where the knife went. Natural reaction. Knife went down for the foot, and unfortunately he came with that perfect freaking angle 4. I mean, he's gonna freaking fillet the front of my shin off. I mean, you know, there's gonna be such a big piece of fillet that I'm not gonna be able to see my foot. It's gonna be underneath that piece of fillet if I throw that kick. I mean, if that's what you Taekwondo guys want to teach. Make sure they wear steel belted freaking gis, you know, when they happen to be out there barefoot and the guy attacks them, you know, whatever. So anyways, so again, I've got to come in here low. I'm going to try to get outside this knife. Now he's focusing on this hand so much, the knife isn't even moving. That would be a perfect situation. You know, now I'm here, now I can check this guy off, or I can throw a sweep, or I can reap him, or I can, you know, hip throw him, or I could, you know, throw a tie kick at one of the back of his legs. Again, that's your choice what you do afterwards.
You say reap?
Yeah, reap. I call reap like this here. That type of stuff. Okay, so anyways, let's get on with it. So again, watch out, dude.
I'm training that way.
Yeah. I just wanted to troll him that time. I mean, so you can see, I mean, he's just at a complete standstill that time. He's waiting for me to go this way, and then I go that way. I mean, he was completely like, I mean, it was like the duh effect for a second. He's like, what happened? That's what that dude is going to be like, because he's expecting you to reach in your back pocket and hand him a wallet. And all of a sudden, you're going to go and do something that he doesn't expect. So that's what I just did to him. Did something he didn't expect. And look how easy it was. I mean, I literally probably could have just stepped out there and thrown 3 punches at him before he would have realized, oh my God, he went to the other side.
You look crazy too.
I'm crazy, man. What's the problem? What can I help you with?
Think about 3 punches. Think about 3 punches.
Again, this is one of those things where, you know, strategy looks slow. Strategy looks slow. That's all there is to it. But that's what we're using. We're using strategy against this guy. We don't have to be fast because of the reactionary gap. My thousands of, my hundreds of subscribers here. See, now that's right where I want
Yeah,
you.
you do.
It's so sweet.
So that time I go back to our standard customizable defense, and I reach across. I get him trapped in that way. You know, that's right where I want him. Except for, again, I don't have a knife. I really, you know, unless I'm picking him up and I'm body slamming him. I'm real quick coming up and throwing him down. Yeah, but you have to practice these things, you know.
You say
Listen, man, I left my keys in my car. I need your keys. Yeah, you step off to the side, you know, you just leave nothing. I'm going here and then you slap me here. It's just nothing.
Yeah, look for your face. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I felt like good. And again, we haven't done much of this against a Chinese grip. I am now going to handicap myself and use the Chinese grip.
Why you being handicapped when it actually works?
No, because, I mean, what has happened is I've actually put another line of defense between you and the blade. That's what's actually happened. I can't even.
No, I felt to go like this, but it was after.
I was kind of nice. I do a hand here and I just go like that. But you did keep moving. Okay, so anyways, good money, Ratchet.
I just.
There you go. So Scotty's trolling a little bit. He's actually not moving off the center line. He's just kind of posting up and saying, let's knife fight. Again, he's built a lot of confidence by, you know, what are we on now? We're on lesson 7. He's built a lot of confidence, and he tells me all the time, you know, he's just going to stand there and fight this guy with a knife. I keep trying to tell him, no, just touch him and run. Just touch him and run. So anyways, hopefully on the day that he sees a guy with a real knife and he wants to sit there and fight him, I can only wish him the best and hope that what I've given him suffices well in the circumstances.